Welcome back to another episode of Two Dicks Exposed. I am your host, not Pat.
And I am your other host, not Mike.
And, welcome back, for real.
Welcome back to you.
Exactly.
Welcome back. I'm glad you're back from, the dead. We used
straight up, I was like, where am I even at right now?
This is a whole new setup for you. It
is.
So for those of you who don't know, Mike got hit by a car last month.
I did.
It's been
gonna get hit by a car now. You son of a bitch.
No, but we got the crew back together. And you know what that means. We're going to give you some anime updates because that's what we do. We talk anime.
We do talk anime.
So I got to ask, what kind of anime have you been watching?
So there's about 5 series I'm watching right now for the summer lineup, and 2 of them are meh. The other 3 are pretty solid, so I'm going to go ahead and get the 2 meh ones out of the way.
Okay.
There is Reborn as a vending machine.
Oh, is that meh? I wanted that to be so good.
I wanted to like it so much, but it is just so typical and it's
just basic ass isekai.
Yeah, it's just a basic isekai. He's able to transform into all these different vending machine versions. We read the manga, but the animation quality is just not that great. It's the standard generic anime isekai art style that they use for all the other different non-hyped ones.
So they're just copying and pasting the backgrounds pretty much. It's trees and hills in the background, basic ass city they go into.
And it's another one of those situations where he just so happens as a vending machine also is OP somehow. He's able to
give you extra pretzels.
It's weird. He defeats a now, to be fair, it's also kind of knowledgeable because he turns into these because he's very his whole thing is he's a super big connoisseur of vending machines. He loves vending machines.
Okay.
And so there's this one instance where the girl is having the Hulami is having a hard time breathing because they're trapped in this enclosed space, and he's like, what do I do? Oh, and he turns into his vending machine that gives oxygen, right? And it was an actual thing in Japan, supposedly back in the 1970s when the air quality was so bad, there was these vending machines.
Okay.
That if you were having a hard time breathing, you could put a coin in and get oxygen.
So he's basically just a bag of giving. Whatever he wants to be inside of him is inside of him.
Yeah, pretty much. He literally is just the D&D version of a bag of giving.
It's a cool concept. It's definitely different than your normal isekai.
Oh, yeah. It's different. But I think it tried to build off the trope really hard of the reincarnated as a slime or reincarnated as a spider.
Okay.
But the difference is what they're doing. The spider anime, she obviously struggled, so she got to be OP because she struggled so much.
Right.
Whereas the slime, his was less about struggling and more about world building. He was I'm gonna make my own monster society and stuff like that.
So they tried to pull both of those, but just didn't really complete the circle on either of them.
And it's cute, it's fun, but it's meh. It's maybe a 7 out of 10 on the isekai scale.
So a good
enjoyable
background thing. Is that dubbed yet, or is it only sub?
I don't know. I don't
okay.
Watch the sub.
I was gonna say watching subs as background noise doesn't really fit the bill.
You don't know anything of what they're saying.
Right. It might make it better.
Right, exactly. You just make up your own idea of oh yeah, he's talking about giving away free condoms because
hell yeah.
I am waiting because there are vending machines in Japan where you can get porn stars' panties. That is an actual vending machine.
And here I thought they were ahead of us. That's
well, they are ahead of us.
That is a step back in humanity.
That is a step forward, my friend.
No. I did read something though. Apparently Japan is short on male stars over there.
Yeah.
So they actually came out and they were please sign up to do porn. Our bodies can't handle this anymore.
Oh yeah, because it's ridiculous. Their shooting sequence, how many they churn out. That's why they have what's called the codes. It's not necessarily titles. You just need to know the code of the porn you're looking for.
Interesting.
So it's like
allegedly.
Yeah, it's like QVC 1328. I'm pretty sure if you type that in, it's probably don't actually type that in because I'm terrified of what that actually is. But that's
deep
how
down
they,
inside, you actually know what that is, and you're like, oh,
No.
I don't want them to know.
I love.
I'm into weird tree porn.
He literally goes, you gotta put the word Jav in there. You know, that's the only way you're gonna do it. Is it anything?
For the sake of our younger viewers, can we stop talking about Japanese porn?
Our producer literally is like trying to say, all right, it wasn't anything. We're good.
Like, move on.
So yeah, I was expecting that. I was expecting him to like do something like that. He does turn into a vending machine where like it dispenses porn mags.
Okay.
Like he uses that to like stop these guys from being creepy. But I was like, come on, man, go that extra mile. Do the panty vending machine. Go there. But anyways, that's pretty much Reborn as a vending machine in another world. It's okay.
Okay.
The other one I just want to get out of the way as well is oh crap, I'm blanking on the title right now immediately. It's another isekai. Just go to your other anime. I'll remember this one.
Okay. So I haven't had a lot of time, but I have been keeping up with some of the bigger ones. And the first big one that I guess we can talk on, because we've already touched on this, but Hell's Paradise. So the last time we talked about this, there was only 2 episodes out.
Yes.
And this is another one where I've gone out of my way not to read it because I'm like, the animation is just beautiful. So I want to just watch this as opposed to knowing all the spoilers.
Right.
And it is definitely a slow burn. It's a lot of, let's have this long conversation, but then that'll flip into like an amazingly beautiful animated fight. Have you finished season 1?
I am about a few episodes behind.
Okay.
So like I'm like 2 or 3. What I've found out is that, like at my new job, I get my lunch break is like 30 minutes exactly, and then
so just enough time to burn one episode or something.
And then I get a paid break, which is also 30 minutes. So like I use that to like watch like an episode.
Well, there you go.
Whatever.
I can say like. I'll give it about a 7 or an 8 out of 10 as well. I think it's worth watching, and the character development's pretty solid. The animation is beautiful,
right?
And it's definitely a different storyline. It's new, it's not like just a regurgitated isekai or OP main character. And granted, the main character is OP,
right?
But everyone is OP, so he's not like
a lot of the other characters have like these weird abilities that also allow them to like survive these circumstances,
right? But it's like he's OP compared to like a normal warrior.
Yeah.
But the purpose of this show is they took all of these crazy assassin ninja people, put them on an island, so now it's just everyone is equally strong in like different ways,
right?
But they did do that thing where they spent like 3 episodes building up a character, making you really like them, and then they just killed them right off. And I can say this is one of those shows where it's like, God bless you if you get, any kind of emotionally connected to someone, because they're dead.
Yeah. The only character you can emotionally get attached to is the main character, I feel.
I'm honestly not even sure if he's safe in this, because there's like 3 main characters.
Yes.
So
he's like the main character.
Right.
There's an anime, a mecha anime from back in the day that did this, where like you get obsessed with the main character, and then like halfway through the series, they just killed him.
Right.
He was the main character. Like there was no like second or third or any other like character that could have been it. And then they bring like another character in out of nowhere that was like then became like the new main character. And I was just like, wait, what?
Kind of like in Community when they just like got rid of
Troy.
Yeah. Right. It's
And
like, all right, this show is not worth watching anymore. Even though like Joe McHale is technically the main character and stayed through the end. It's like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I mean, like Joel McHale, like, oh God, that's a whole episode. Stop that tangent before I get there.
Yep.
Community is one of my like background shows. Like I just put it on just like if I'm like cleaning around the house or something like that. That is like one of the
I'm not going to feed into this conversation so it doesn't continue.
So anyways, I remember the anime that I was going to talk about outside of Hell's Paradise. But I do want to go back to Reborn as a vending machine. If we're going to give Hell's Paradise a 7 or an 8, I got to drop Reborn as a vending machine to a 5.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, no, if we're giving Hell's Paradise a 7 or 8 status, vending machine's a 5.
Okay.
Another 5 anime is my level Reborn in Otherworld as level 1, but my cheat skill is
Broken or something.
Yeah. Pretty much, this guy gets reborn in another world, and in this world, like, there's this machine you can touch, and it can tell you like your upper, like how far of a level you can go. You either can go like it'll be level 1, and it'll say like a slash, but you can go up to like level 15. And when he touches the pad, it's level 1/1. He can't go up in level.
Okay.
But in this world, everything is a drop item. Like everything, like to like carrots, bean sprouts, watermelons. You literally have to go into like what's called like the vegetable dungeon and kill these monsters. And when you kill the monster, it drops that vegetable. Like their whole like society is based on like these like things, and like your different people have different drop rates depending of like what the thing is, the item is.
Okay.
But he has like an S rank in everything, like food, metals, everything. So like anything he kills, he gets like the best version of that item. Like so like his carrots are like way better than other carrots.
Interesting.
And he finds like this dungeon. This is where it gets broken. He finds a dungeon called Nihonium Dungeon, and in this dungeon, it's supposed to be like a worthless dungeon. Nothing drops there, and he's like, "Well, I have an S in all my droppings. Let me go try that dungeon out." Right. So he goes there, and he
I have an S in all my droppings.
Yeah, all my droppings.
All my droppings.
And he kills the skeleton, and the skeleton drops like a seed, and he goes to pick it up, and like it's like, oh, strength went up.
Oh, sweet.
So like he finds out like these different floors of these dungeons have like different like attribute thing, like Dungeon Dragon style. Like your HP goes up, and like you can max out your HP, you can max out your strength, and that's how he becomes OP.
It reminds me of a manga I read, and I don't think it's the same thing, but it's an isekai. So this guy gets killed, and when he's talking to like the god who's reincarnating him, she's kind of like a prankster god. So she's like, I'm gonna fuck this kid over. So he's like, you know, I just want to have like OP skills and all that stuff. And she's like, okay, you got that. But she's like, but here's the catch: you can never grow past level 1. So she sends him to this world, but then like there was some mix up in like the fine print of it. So it's like, yes, he's stuck as level 1, but he still gets like all the points and like the mana regeneration and all that stuff. So like he can use every high end spell, like even though he doesn't have the MP, it'll just like drop him to 0. But he only has like 2 MP, so he gains it back in like 3 seconds, and then he can use that high end spell again. Right. So it's like he's just nerfing all this high end stuff, but he's only a level 1 with like base stats.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
It was like an idea that I really liked that they didn't really expand on and really like develop it well. Because it was one of those things where it's like he goes to an academy, and you know everyone else around him is like, oh my god, he's so powerful, but then they read him and they're like, how are you only a level 1?
Right.
And stuff like that. And it was just like really dragged out.
That's like the issue with like a lot of isekais, is that they like it's very fun for like the first 20-30 chapters. You're like, yeah, this is fun, right. But then it always starts going to that same trope over and over again. Which is why like Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, Reincarnated as a Spider, and Reincarnated as a Slime are like 3 isekais that like really stuck out to me personally, because like Slime, super powerful, super OP from the beginning, but it's less about, again, him being and like making like his own society. Right. It's a world. It's again, I'm
more interested in the side characters than I am Slime.
But I'm a big fan. Like they did like a side anime where it was like the daily life. So it was like them like making a farm, them like creating a festival, and like I like that. I like that. Like it's almost like Minecraft in a way. Like you're watching him take nothing and then create something out of it.
And actually, while we're talking about the group chat, though, I do have to give a shout out to one of our other buddies, Sean, who posted a manhwa in our chat the other day. It's called Superhero Era.
I thought that was Anderson.
No, that was Sean. That was
okay.
Sean. Anderson commented on it and said, I want to read this.
Gotcha.
But I started reading that this morning, and I'm like easily burning through like 10 chapters already. And I'm kind of like, we need to finish filming this so I can read the next 110 chapters available. It's good. It's good.
All right, I'll pick it up. Yeah, God, it's great.
So I want to mention something too, which is my top pick for this season so far. and it's Zom 100.
Oh my god!
Are you watching that?
I was again an anime that I started the manga for before we even got into the anime. I don't think I ever introduced it into the chat group though.
No, I didn't know about it until I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, I read this manga back when Manga Dex was still available, and then it went down. And like you could save all your mangas.
Yes.
And I completely forgot about it. And then the anime came out. And I was like, I'm going to let the anime build because I've read up into where the anime was currently. My nephew was like, oh yeah, the last episode was Zombie Shark. I was like, awesome. All right, cool. Next episode is beyond where I was.
All right, so you can jump in now.
Yeah, I can jump in now.
Okay, I definitely suggest if you guys haven't started watching that, definitely watch that because
I just said the word zombie shark. If you aren't invested after those two words,
right. And you don't even believe in sharks.
I don't even believe in sharks.
But the basis of this anime is the main character is a manga artist, hates his life, wants it to end, and then he wakes up in the apocalypse one day and he's like, "This is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me." So he's like, I'm going to just write a bucket list of everything I want to do. And he's just like casually strolling down the street with all these fucking zombies, like eating townspeople and all that stuff. And he's like, beer, beer, beer. I want beer.
I gotta go back because he's not a manga artist. He works at he works in an office for a black company that works him to death. And every day is dull and dreading. And
maybe I just associated that with mangakas because that's the stories I hear is just them being worked to death.
He works at maybe he's a manga artist that works in an office building, but he works in an office building, and like it's one of those like it's like they call them black companies over there. They're like they work their employees to death, and they give them like ridiculous time frames, and like you hear about like people that like die like sitting at their desk because
now that you mention it, I do think it was like a marketing thing, as opposed to.
And like, there's the one girl that like he has like a huge crush on, but it turns out that she's sleeping with the director.
And then like the episode 1 is just him like, I need to find out if she's still alive because I'm going to confess to her.
Right.
And you know, the end of the episode, he finds her as a zombie, and he still just confesses to her. And then the director comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, by the way, boss, I fucking quit."
So yeah, he's like, and then as he's running away from the zombies, he's like, "I got to see her tits,"
right?
Because she's like fucking like completely. Like naked, as a zombie.
The transformation took place during an unfortunate time.
Because the whole anime up until that point was black and white too.
Yes, because it was supposed to show like how dreary it is.
Yeah, it was a black and white. It was blah blah blah, and then like at that moment, like
it becomes like James Bond paintball mode.
Yeah, like all the color, like all the blood is like pink and
it's like you're seeing the world for the first time. It's
great.
10 out of 10.
It is a fantastic anime. Watch it. If I had to give a 10/10 anime this season, definitely Zom 100. There's 2 more animes I want to talk about before we get into like the one anime that I really want to talk about.
Okay.
Another anime that I really like is called Helk. It's on High Dive. I brought this manga up in the chat group a long time ago. I don't know if anyone.
I did. I read like 100+ chapters of it.
I burned the whole thing. That series, like it. Something about like reading like the first and like as a dark, because I love dark fantasy. Like I'm a big fan of Berserk and Claymore. Please give me a Claymore reanimation. Please. I've literally been like I've been begging for a Claymore remake for like ever. I love Claymore, but it's a dark fantasy and it starts off all cute. Claymore. I love Claymore. It starts off cute and fun, Helk, but then it goes super dark fantasy. Like it these twisted angels and everything, and it goes like. Dark fast.
If I remember correctly, it's kind of like Conan the Barbarian if he was like a gentle giant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes dark real quick, and in the anime, it seems like it's fast tracking that, like because like it goes like first episode's like all the cute fun tournament things that he's doing to become the Demon King, because like the joke is the demons are looking for their next Demon King, and they put out anyone can be the next Demon King, and a human shows up named Helk. And like one of the 4 kings, of the heavenly kings is like, man, you know, like what is a human doing? And like the person who's running the whatchamacalls it, the
like the trials.
The trial, he's like, well, you said anyone could do it. And he's like, obviously not a human. And like the whole stadium is like enamored with him. They love him. Like no one who's watching the Coliseum battles is even remotely like batting an eye at it. They're like, yeah, like and she's like, why is everyone okay with this? A human killed our last king. But like he's like super friendly, and then like again it just goes super dark. It does turn into a dark fantasy. I love how the animation's fantastic too.
Okay.
Like it's beautiful. I would give it it's a 9/10 for me right now. I just want to know how dark they're going to go with the dark fantasy aspect, if they're really going to animate that, like if they're going to go into it, or we're going to see a lot of censorship.
Okay.
That's my fear, is if they start censoring a lot of the stuff on it, then I'm just going to be like, it's still a 9, but it could have, if you just push that envelope a little bit, it would have been a 10.
Can I talk about one of my my biggest disappointments of this summer so far?
Which one?
Mashal.
Mashal?
Yeah, I loved reading it so much.
Really?
And the anime can't keep my attention.
Really?
I
watched all of it. Is it because it couldn't keep your attention? Because
it might be because I already know everything
that was going to happen.
It could
that
be.
Manga
but
ended,
it's like,
didn't it?
Yeah.
I need to.
The manga ended. It ended the way it needed to end.
All right.
It wrapped it up in a very Mashal way.
All right. I need to sit down and actually finish it.
Yeah, and it could be that just because I know everything that's happening. So
that's my big fear with like
anime doesn't. Yeah. Now, that being said, that will take me into the next one we can talk about, which is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
I do know everything that is about to happen, and I'm so fucking hyped to watch it.
Right.
Because if you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, if you've talked to anyone that's read Jujutsu Kaisen, you know that the phrase Shibuya arc, which starts on August 31st. So this arc existed because the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen hated how popular Gojo got. So he just said, fuck it. And like literally, he was creating this storyline as he was writing it. Right. So he would start to write something and then he'd be like, wait, no, that's not how that character would react. Let me go back and start this over. And he was like literally figuring out the storyline like week by week by week. Damn. And then he got to the end of it and he was like, how did I get here? Where can I go?
Yeah, like what did I just do?
Right. So like
that's wild.
I'm so excited because it just goes like so everywhere.
No one, luckily I've heard from a lot of people who read the manga, both on the internet and like just our friend group as well. And like luckily, because I don't read the manga, because my philosophy is if the animation's fantastic, why ruin it? Why ruin it? Right? Like because I mean we just talked about Mashal and how it doesn't
spark the same joy.
It just because you know every single thing that's about to happen. So I think, but like with Jujutsu Kaisen, everyone just keeps like Shibuya arc, and then like they say it to me like it's supposed to mean like this major thing, and I'm just like it means nothing to me. Same thing with my nephew Donovan, who just finished. He loved the Demon Slayer series so much that he started reading the manga, and he was like, "Oh man, next arc is probably it's a Hashira training arc, but then we're getting Infinity Castle." And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "It's Infinity Castle," and I'm like, "Means nothing to me." You keep saying those two words over and over again, but like, I get like it's some awesome thing, and he's like, "Man, you don't." I'm like,
"Did you hear the bad news about Infinity Castle?"
What?
It's now going to be portrayed as 3 separate movies that are going to be released 2 years apart from each other.
No.
Yep.
Did they really announce that?
Yep. I think it's going to be like
just milking Demon Slayer at this point. Yeah. Stop giving Ufotable stuff. Like you have Fate Stay. Why do you care about other series then?
I don't know. And I'm so mad because like I just finished burning through the swordsman or swordsmith village or whatever, and it was fantastic. It was maybe not as good as the entertainment district, but I still
the final fight was nothing compared to the entertainment. Like Tenzin Usui going ham with like that whole sequence, beautiful, and it doesn't compare.
No, I kind of got sick of like Hydra Wood Dragon thing too. Like that kind of irked me.
Yeah,
but everything else about it like was amazing. So then the ending was peak.
Dude, I cried.
Yeah,
I literally thought.
Oh, when I thought.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
When
you thought Nezuko.
When Nezuko died, I was like, "Fuck!" No one told me about this. No one. How did this spoiler go over my head?
I'm sitting here thinking like that's the reason he's even doing this. Like, what is he going to do now that his sister, like his raison d'etre, like however you want to say that,
purpose for living,
is literally his sister.
Like the only thing I was thinking was like, the only way this can be redeemed is if this becomes a revenge
thing. Yeah.
because like up until then it's like I'm trying to help my sister, but then if the sister dies and he just goes like crazy, because there's also like the demon guy that looks exactly like him, but like that I think is his dad. I don't know, like I haven't read this.
I think it's his grandfather or great grandfather. I think it's a descendant, but that's my whole theory,
right? But like all I've seen is pictures of him, so I'm like, but I've also seen pictures in the manga of like evil, what's his name? I don't remember his name. I'm gonna call him
Muzan.
No, the main character. Like I've seen him go like I've seen him go like dark, and I'm like, fuck, is this how it's going? But then she came back to life. Everyone's happy. She's a human now.
And Muzan's like freaking out. Like he's like, oh my god, I got to eat that bitch.
Right.
Like, all right. But so, because we're running out of time. And we're talking about all these great animes, some meh animes, right? Because like we took the 2 meh ones, right? We gotta end on clearly the 10-10-10-10-10 anime of this summer season, and that is Bleach. 1,000-Year Blood War. Holy fucking shit, dude! Part 1, I was like nut every fucking episode, like just like nutting all over the place, and I was terrified with Part 2, like. Are you going to be able to keep it?
Did we get too hyped?
Did we get too hyped?
Right.
No.
It's like, holding up so well.
Oh my god!
And this is one that I get when I was reading Bleach. I got so bored of it, I put it down. I was like, nope. This is just the end all be all,
and I couldn't even really care. I couldn't even really give a shit about this arc in the manga. Mm-hmm. So the studio that's doing the animation right now, like whatever they're doing. Because I think they're working with Tite Kubo with this like anime like production, that it's just like it's peak.
Give me more.
And peak every episode.
Is this the end? Like this part 2 is gonna finish?
Oh no! Oh, okay. There's no way. The anime where it's at right now isn't even at where I stopped reading the manga. And the manga still had like a good chunk left where I stopped.
Yeah, where I stopped reading it was when. Spoiler, they bring Aizen back into the fold.
That's right.
So that's when I stopped reading it, because I was like, I don't want this guy back.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if there was like maybe 3 or 4 chapters after that, or another 50.
There's a lot more after that, like because we didn't even get close to the final fight in that series.
Right.
And then another anime. I know, like it sucks because like we just ended on Bleach, and now I'm going back to like 2 other series that like
don't live up to Bleach.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where like I just remembered the other animes.
So to all your viewers, forget the last 5 minutes, watch this, then rewind it to the 25-minute mark and start again.
Yeah. and end on the good one.
End on the good one.
Now the other 3 that I do want to bring up are also good animes. But they just, like the hype for Bleach is just so real that it's just like it's hard to compare these 3 to Bleach when, like, I mean, we fucking had Kenpachi just say fucking use his shikai like the last episode.
Right. Yeah. Kenpachi just came in and he's like, I am a god now.
Drink, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, what? And that's not even his Bankai. We do get to see his Bankai.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So, I can't wait for that to get animated.
That's going to be balls. I just can't wait for Ichigo to land.
Yeah. We're literally at the Snake Way of
right.
This is literally Snake Way.
Like we're watching Tien Goku and Yamcha getting killed right now. Piccolo's about to get blown up.
Right. Goku's running on Snake Way all the way back.
Right. Like, oh, I forgot to tell you, it takes 30 days to get there. It's like, what?
Yeah,
the guy's like, yeah, if you start jumping right now, it'll only take you a week to land. And he's like, the fuck?
The fuck?
It's like, you've already killed half of the cast.
Yeah, like what's left?
Right.
So a couple animes to also watch in for is Reborn Kenshin, right? I'm pretty sure all of us watched the original anime back on Toonami back in the day.
Nope.
You didn't?
No.
Oh man,
I didn't have cable.
It struck a chord with me when I was a kid. I really loved like the story of this guy who was like the world's best like manslayer. Like people told stories of him and how he was like. He had this like fast sword style that no one could even touch, and then now you find out in like the Meiji era, he's like all like I'm never gonna kill again, yada yada yada. There's people that find out that he is the Potosai, and they want him to kill him, or they want to kill him, but like he beats them, but like he doesn't kill them. It's really good. The original anime was fantastic. I love the original anime. I didn't need this anime, but I know that the manga does eventually go into like this other story arc after I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but Scar Dude. It's gonna come back to me later in this episode, but like there's more to it that happens in the manga after that whole arc, and I'm just like, sure. And yeah, it follows the manga. Like it follows the manga.
I mean, as long as it follows the manga, then
it's literally a Full Metal Alchemist
just like
Brotherhood.
Throwing out extra footage just to get a little bit of money here and there.
It is it's the FMA Brotherhood like thing that we're getting, but like I don't think we needed it. Brotherhood we needed because like the original Full Metal Alchemist had nothing to do with the fucking anime whatsoever.
Right, they got ahead of the manga, which is the problem with that one. This one sounds like they're just finishing it. Yeah. So it's like what Bleach did.
Yeah.
The anime originally ended with Fullbring, which should not have been the case.
No.
And now they're finishing it with this.
It's the thing with the original anime for Kenshin is that like the way it's weird. Like because the way it ends is like it's an ending, right?
Right.
But like it doesn't end like badly like the Full Metal Alchemist anime ended, like where he's in another world with Nazis and
that was weird.
It was dumb. So yeah, I'm excited for this anime. I'm curious to see where it goes, and then two other ones to touch on real quickly because I know they're gonna be nothing to you whatsoever.
Sweet,
but they strike a chord in my shoujo loving heart, and that would be Horimiya Missing Pieces. It's not a continuation of the story of Horimiya. It's just like the season 1 of Horimiya. It's like things that happen in between the episodes while they're at school, like the sports festival.
It's a filler season, kind of.
Yeah, but it still has all the humor and the stuff that you love from the Horimiya anime.
Okay.
I would say like if you like shoujos and you want like a good shoujo anime to watch. Obviously, there's Ouran High School Host Club. You got the Fruits Baskets, the remake that came out not too long ago. There's like your top 2 big ones. I would throw Horimiya in as throw this in as well because it's so wholesome. It's so perfect. And then another one again is My Happy Marriage. It's about a girl. It's actually got some action in it too, so I think maybe you would enjoy it as well.
Okay.
It's about a girl who is like she's like in this well-off family, and her mother dies, the father remarries, has another daughter with this new wife, and they pretty much just treat her like garbage. Like they treat her like a servant, and eventually she's like pawned off to like this like guy that there's this whole rumor that he's like a cold, heartless man. He's ruthless and all this stuff. And like, he's had multiple marriages, like engagement things that just fall apart. Like the women just left him and they're like, haha, we're going to send you off to him. And like, they get there and like, she's so like devoid of like emotion. Cause she was like beaten down like her entire life that he like, she just accepts like, like he's not even mean. He's just like, he's cold. He's not like a meat. He doesn't like beat her or throw things at her. He just doesn't give her time of day attention. But like because she's okay with that, it causes him to like start paying attention to her, and so like he starts like giving her the life that she should have been having.
Well, that's cool.
And it's beautiful. The reason why she's treated so badly is because like psychic abilities like for like killing spirits do exist in this world. Like there are like demons that need to be exorcised and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a plot twist.
Yeah, and the reason why she's like not looked on favorably in the family is because the family that she comes from has a ability that allows them to see the supernatural beings, and she wasn't given it like that ability.
Okay,
but her stepsister was, and so she was like, well, you don't have the ability, so we're not gonna, even though you're the older sibling, we're just gonna treat you like garbage.
We're just ignoring you
because she actually has the ability. And yeah, the one guy, he's like, I don't care that you don't have the ability. He comes from like a powerful family too. There's like sequence where like they kidnap her and like they're like pretty much beating her, right? Even though like it's supposed to be his fiance, and he like storms their estate, And like this one dude's like, yeah, like he's an old guy. He's trying to fight and stop him, and he's like, yeah, I can beat you. You think you're all powerful? He's just like, nah, motherfucker. Lightning strikes and all that shit. It's awesome.
All right.
So yeah, that would be, if I had to, I would say that is a 9 out of 10 anime. My Happy Marriage.
Okay.
It's on Netflix.
All right, I might give that one a shot because that does sound good.
But yeah, that's
about it for what we've been watching.
For anime wise. I mean, it's a lot more than I thought I was watching this season. Again, Bleach, A Thousand Year Blood War is just, again, we got to say that so we can actually end on it.
Well, hold on, before we end though, I do want to point some things out to look forward to. So we've had a couple trailers dropped and we've had some stills dropped.
Oh yes.
All so right. One of the trailers is that I'm looking forward to so much, Kaiju number 8. If you haven't read it yet,
I read like the first 5 chapters.
It's an amazing read. It was one of those ones where I picked up and I just burned through it and I was like, give me more right now.
Right.
The trailer dropped and it looks gorgeous, fucking gorgeous. Something else that we're getting, I believe, before the end of the summer is the Spy Family movie, which is going to be the continuation of season 2, October.
Yes.
Okay. So getting the Spy Family movie, which so much looking forward to. And then something I actually saw this morning is they dropped stills of the new Ghibli movie. So The Boy and the Pelican. I don't know if that's its actual name or if that's just like its running name right now.
Right.
But it has that chunky face Ghibli look. It looks like it's going to be interesting.
So, it's another anime that
you're not going to care about.
No.
Yeah. It looks a lot like Skyward Sword.
What the heck is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Our producer just pulled up a picture.
Yeah, one of the stills is like, just imagine if a bird accidentally ate your grandfather's dentures.
Oh my God.
And is like creepy. Running around like smiling at you.
The Boy and the Heron?
The Boy and the Heron, not The Boy and the Pelican. So
sure.
that's what we're looking at right now.
Just looking at the guy. Oh, Ghibli.
But so with that, we can leave you here. That's your anime updates on what to watch, what not to watch, and what to look forward to.
Yes, that's about it. I can't think of anything. Oh yeah, one more moment, so we're good.
So we're good. We've burnt ourselves out.
Yeah.
So till next week.
See ya. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure to join us here every Thursday on YouTube and Spotify as we drop new episodes of that good shit.
And don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok for some solid filler content to get you through the week at Not Mike, Not Pat. You should be watching.